Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Atlas. I am the Radio Man 03, and you can bet it is awesome to have you along. Sitting on the back of Delilah, squatter on my back. Just take a look at what we've done, Season 2. How would you say to Season 3? It seems like it's the consensus is we could do a Season 3, right? We could jump into Season 3. That would be a good thing to do. We've got the patch coming. I misspoke on the last episode. The patch is actually not last week. It is this week. By the end of this week, we're supposed to have a patch. And I thought at that time would be a good time to start a Season 3, and we'll say goodbye to the Emerald Point Lair. We did great. It was a great learning experience. What I think we could do is we could possibly, get to this stage a little bit sooner. There are different things I would do at the beginning that I haven't done yet, that I think, you know what, if you did this instead at the very start, you could probably be at this point a lot sooner. But we've done a lot. I mean, it's amazing, I think. I've had so much fun. 54 episodes. This is episode 55. This is the last episode of Season 2. Season 3 will come as soon as that patch drops, and we'll get started again. And this time, I think I want to be in the tropics. I do. I want to be in the tropics. I think we could. I've got a way to get us there to where we can be in maybe fine or journeyman clothing by the time we get there, so we don't have to worry too much about the heat. And we'll deal with it. Let's put it that way. We'll just deal with it so we can be in a tropical location. But I've got a plan. But I mean, let's look at the accomplishments. We got the Abomination. We've got the Forsaken, which took us all over the place up there. Yeah, we got the quarters right here for the guy, the harbor master right here. Harbor master quarters, lighthouse in the background. We did that, of course, with the buoys out there in the water. We've got the area where we either torture people, keep them in the cage in the sun, or we just flat out hang them or chop their head off right up there. Yeah, that's where they get destroyed. The Forsaken. She's not actually been out on the water, well, other than sitting there in the water, for quite some time. Our elevator crew. And, of course, the elevator was one of the first things we had to put in just so we get building where we wanted to build. Of course, we had ways of doing that, but, elevator was the way to do it. Instead of coming up and down the landscape, this was a better choice. That does not work very well in their K mode. Just does not at all. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing fantastic. Let me know what you think. But yeah, we talked a little bit about it in the last episode, and the consensus was either if the patch doesn't do anything to the game, then we just stay where we are, or if the patch does, it's a nice big patch, so we could start a new world. My problem with this world is my pirates are screwed up. They are duplicated, and it looks stupid, and I want a nice world. Some of the crew members we picked up along the way not too long ago. That's just it. There's things I would do this time around much sooner, and I'm eager to try it out. But right now, of course, we're tremendously powerful, at least in our own minds we are. But we aren't. So here it is, the lair. We built it. It was huge. It's massive. It's giant. It works great. Everybody gets to roam in and out of these corridors, and we drop off all the materials. I would like to do a different kind of build altogether in the next season and not focus on just one great big building. We are going to have a large building because we do have animals like Charge, and we have animals like Velma, and we have animals like Jeffrey. Those three right there come to mind that we are going to have to, of course, take into consideration what they need, and they need space. They're big. So at least a workshop that's large enough for someone like Velma to come through. Jeffrey, we're going to have to get some kind of an outside setup for him to where he comes up with his product. We could take it off of him, but he does not have to go into a building because it's just ridiculous to have to build a building that tall. I don't want to build something that tall for Jeffrey to walk into. Oh my God, that'd be so huge. How many blocks do you think he is tall? I mean, that's a lot of animal back there. Sip my coffee real quick. So yeah, I that's what I want to do. It's mostly, well, it's two things. Number one, we got a nice patch coming, which is exciting. I'm really happy to see that. I'm hoping that it brings some good stuff. And I want the pirate thing cleaned up. Now that I've turned them off, now when you've got to walk right up on the camp before they'd even do anything to you, first of all. And number two, they're still doubled up. And I don't like the fact that I've got these ugly pirate encampments, in my world, anywhere in my world. I realize it's a massive world. I realize that. I realize it extends forever, and we've barely scraped the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this world. But we did some traveling this season. We did do that. We had a lot of adventure. We had a bad thing happen at the very end. But overall, I had an exciting time in Season 2. I mean, we're in Journeyman stuff. That's pretty cool, but I believe we can get here a little sooner than this, okay? We should have this stuff probably pretty close to right at the beginning, if you really think about it, right? If you pick up enough of the treasure maps at the beginning and hit some islands nearby, that first, the first Freeport Islands, I think you could do it. I want to get to a schooner really quick, and then I want to gather up resources, and I want to get the 3 of a kind we're going to need to get to Journeyman. So when we do some taming, we got to get a bear, we got to get another Delilah, you know, we got to do all this stuff. Yeah, she knows she's important. She knows she's important. We got to do all this stuff again, but that's okay. That's all right. We know how to do it now, and we know how to do it better. So I think it'll be a little more exciting, personally. I do. There'll still be challenges out there, but I think it'll still be very, very exciting. So I don't want you to think Atlas is going anywhere, because it's not. I really 100% love being in this world. I came in here yesterday for about 30 minutes, and you know what I did? I'll show you what I did. I'll show you exactly what I did yesterday. Delilah, just hang out right there, darling. I'll show you what I did. Not much of anything, really. I've got all the letters off, if you hadn't noticed. Video's clear of those, so I'm just kind of winging it, and so far, so good. You know, you get a backspace, and then everything comes back. But I've eaten, I've got water, I've got all that stuff, so I thought I'd leave it off just so the video was nice and super clean. So what I did was I came over here, and you guys were talking about some of the food items. I didn't make probably all of them, but I did make this one. I believe it was the fish and chips. The fish and chips is a good one. There's also this one down here, which is a stuffed and baked fish. This is for oxygen consumption. So I imagine early game, if you were to eat something like that, you would probably be able to swim deeper without having to open some of those perks in your skills. I imagine that would help out with that at least. And there's probably some foods in here that are warm and allows you to, that one reduces incoming damage. So certain foods have actual bonuses to them. So I noticed that one thing. And then over here, what I did was, is it over in this one? You know what? I think it's over in this one right here. I made a few of the rosemary chicken. And then I made the fish and chips. I told you that. I ate one of those, and I ate one of these. Pork pie. That does not sound very good. But anyways, pork pie. And then I made one of these. This is a celery soup. So the celery soup is not too bad either. Hardtack and grog. Okay. Anything's better than that. But anyways, yeah, so I came in here and I actually cooked. That's what I did. I cooked some food. And I didn't build anything. I don't even think I even got on any of the tames or anything. I just came up here and cooked a few food items. That's all I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that was enough for me to kind of go, I'm back in it, you know. I'm back in here. I love being in this world. I really do. I truly do. All right. Anything else I wanted to say? Number one, thank you so much for all your support throughout Season 1 and 2. You guys have gone back and watched Season 1, which is great, which is where we were learning just, the baby steps. We had bigger steps this season, and next season we'll have even bigger steps. There's things we did not do this season that I have got to do, and that is we've got to take on a ship with a ship. So we'll do that sooner than later this time around. I wouldn't mind, just sip my coffee real quick, I wouldn't mind going to a Power Stone Island and just by myself with really nothing on me, run in and see how far I can get and see just what it's all about. I know sometimes, maybe all the time, there's a Hydra. There's another creature that guards it. You've got to kill it to get a key in order to get into the cave to go get the stone, I believe. It's quite a process. Anyways, we didn't do that. We got on the Power Stone Island for a little bit, but not much. Sorry, I got lost in the pictures there. But there's all kinds of things that we didn't do this season that we can do next season. Look at that. My 6-shooter, huh? That's sweet. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that pistol. I believe I've got my carbine on. I do. Yes, I do. Journeyman carbine right there. Journeyman carbine. But I believe we can have these items sooner. And then get the animals we need sooner for the building aspect of the game. Instead of waiting all this time to get all of these guys should be a priority. Every single one of them. First of all, a bear. You got to have it for fighting, and you got to have it for pulling stuff around. We don't really need a charge for stone. I like charge because, well, he's a rhino, and love rhinos. That's all there is to it. But I tell you what, other two MVPs of the game is right here. Velma for your wood and Jeffrey for your thatch. These guys are, once I got these two, I was amazed at how much material I could put together and build with, and it was so much easier. So these guys are a priority for us. We know how to tame them. We can go get them. These are the basic guys, right? Right. Goodbye, Velma. Goodbye, Jeffrey. Goodbye, Charge. Goodbye, Boars. We loved you. We had fun with all of you. You guys made Season 2 what it is. Thank you so much for all the support. Comment section, always just stellar. Just stellar. Our comment section on this channel is stellar, and you guys are the reason it is that way. So, yeah, thank you all for all the support. It has been fantastic. But that is going to wrap up Season 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Season 3 coming very, very soon. Within a few days, I hope. God, I hope. All right? Have an awesome, fantastic, and a superb day, and I look forward to talking to you again in Season 3.